Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Kill Team Battle Report. I am Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Casa the Geek, where I am about to play a 100-point kill team battle between my Astra Militarum and Harris's / my Deathwatch. So my Deathwatch, but Harris will be generaling the Deathwatch here today. So the story that we've got here is that the Deathwatch were sent in to go purge this planet of a Genestealer Cult uprising. So they found some very odd-looking guardsmen when they arrived down here and realized that that the Genestealers had infiltrated the guard and started to attack, and the guardsmen are just defending themselves. The poor put upon guardsmen here. They're definitely not. They're being led over here by Tempester Hugh Man, who will be leading the way over there, and he's definitely not Xenos. Totally a loyal citizen of the Imperium. So that's the story that we're going to be we've got going on. We are going to be playing the mission Faint, which is one of the narrative missions from the rule book. Essentially, you have an attacker and a defender. The attacker are the Deathwatch because they're attacking this planet. The defenders are going to be the Astra Militarum. There are 6 objectives that were placed around the board that we placed here. Each one for the defender at the end of the game is worth 2 points, just to the defender. The attacker scores a point for every objective that they manage to destroy. They also get a point for every one of my specialists that they destroy. And then 1 point if I break. And 1 point if he breaks me. So if he breaks me, so that is the attacker scores points for destroying objectives because he has a 1 CP stratagem that he can use at the end of any battle round to destroy an objective that he controls, and then he can spend so that's how he gets a point there, and he can also get it for killing my specialist and breaking me. So that is how this mission will go. So that's the story. That is the mission. Before we go any further, though, let's show you the 2 kill teams that are going to be fighting it out. So for the Astra Militarum, my kill team will consist of leader here, who is going to be a Tempestor. We then have a demolitions expert with a flamer. We have a guardsman with a Voxcaster, who will be my comm specialist, and we have a gunner with a grenade launcher, who will be my sniper specialist. Then along the back here, we have 4 scions with hotshot las guns. We have another 2 special weapons gunners with a grenade launcher and a flamer, and we have another 2 regular guardsmen. Then for the Deathwatch, from left to right in the front row here, we have the leader, who will be a sergeant with a Xenophase blade and a bolter. We then have a sniper specialist who has a Deathwatch frag cannon. We then have a Black Shield with a power sword and a bolter, who is the combat specialist. And we have a regular veteran with a bolter, who is the comm specialist. And then we have 2 more veterans with bolters. All right, so deployment now. We have a regular guardsman over here. We've got my demolitions expert with a flamer over here. We've got my leader back in the building over here. We have a regular guardsman with a flamer over here, or a gunner with a flamer over here. We have my sniper specialist with the grenade launcher over here. We have my comm specialist back over here. We then have a Tempest Scion with a hotshot las gun over here. We have another regular guardsman with a las gun. We've got another guy with a grenade launcher, a Tempest Scion with a hotshot las gun, and 2 more Tempest Scions with hotshot las guns. Going over deployment for the Deathwatch over here. We've got his sniper with the frag cannon over here. We've got the comm specialist back over here. We got the combat specialist here. Regular dude bro with the bolter here. We've got the leader here, and we've got another regular dude bro with a bolter up in there. So that is the deployment. Before we go any further, though, now let's roll off to see who will have initiative going into turn 1. I rolled an 8. My opponent rolled a 5. So I'll come back to you after movement phase for the Astra Militarum here on turn 1. All right, movement phase for the guard here. My leader readied himself, as did this flamer guy, my sniper bro, my other flamer guy, my scion over here, regular dude bro, guy with a grenade launcher, other scion over here. These 2 scions moved up on top over here. This guy with a flamer moved over here, and this guy with the las gun advanced over here. So that is going to be it for the movement phase for the guard. We'll come back to you with the movement phase for the Deathwatch. Movement phase for the Deathwatch here on turn 1. This guy, his guy with the frag cannon readied himself, as did his comm specialist. His black shield over here advanced up into the alcove over here. These two guys moved up here, and this guy readied himself. So that is it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. So at the beginning of the turn, I'm going to spend my 2 CP on my demolitions expert here so that he can have decisive shot. So he is going to fire onto his frag cannon guy over here. So I'm going to give the order from my Tempester here for bring it down, which allows me to reroll wound rolls of 1. So he's going to have D6 auto hits with the flamer. 6 auto hits. Pretty good. It's pretty good. So it's going to be 6 auto hits. These are going to be strength 4, toughness 4, which would be 4s to wound, but because he's obscured for my demolitions expert, 3s to wound, rerolling 1s because of bring it down. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds. AP nothing, so you can just re-roll, roll all these 3 ups. And he makes all but 1. So let's see if he is still enough. See if he is out of action. Looking for a. Gonna spend his command point on that. No, so he's still out, or will still has to take a out of action or injury roll. That's the word I was looking for. So looking for a 5 up because he's obscured within an inch. And on a 6, he's out of action. All right, so my con specialist is going to give the +1 to my sniper to start us off here. He is going to fire his grenade, crack grenade, into his black shield over here. So it's going to be 1 shot. +1 to hit because of the con specialist, -1 to hit because he's obscured, but he's within half range. So it's going to be 1 shot hitting on a 4. Rerolling 1s because he's the sniper specialist. Into a 5, that's a hit. Strength 6, so 3s to wound. That is a wound. AP -1, so 4 up save. Oop, off the table. And a 4, he's good to go. All right, my opponent's going to activate this dude bro here within rapid fire range of them. So he's going to put 1 shot into each of them. He's going to use special issue ammunition, wounded on 2s, or the extra AP?
Extra AP.
Extra AP. So he's going to give the +6 inches to the shot plus -1 AP. So this is going to be 2 shots or 1 shot into each of them. So we're going to do the first one on the left there. 4. Hitting on a 4 because they're obscured. That's 3. A hit. And the other one, wounding on a 3. So that's going to be a wound. AP -2. Oh no, AP -1. So that's going to be looking for a 5 up save because they're scions. With a fill face, he's good. Woo! And then into the other guy over there. That is not a hit. All right, so now my grenade launcher guy is going to fire into the leader over here. He's going to have 1 shot. He's obscured, but within half range, so hitting on a 5. Nope, no hit. Con specialist is now going to fire into these 2 guys. He's going to give the +6 inch range plus and -1 to the AP. So we're going to start with the guy over here. So hitting on a, that is a hit. That is a wound. AP -1, so 6 up save. No. So is he out of action? No, he's got a flesh wound. And into the other guy. That is a hit. That is a wound. But that is not a save. And that's not out of action. So now my scion over here is going to fire into the leader. He is more than half range because it's only 18-inch range on the hotshot las guns. But they are strength 3, AP -2. 1 damage. So it's going to fire into there. So he's more than half range and obscured. So he's going to be hitting on a 5 because they've got a 3-up ballistic skill. Nope, that's not going to hit. My scion over here is going to fire into the black shield. 2 shots hitting on 4s. Getting 1 hit. Strength 3, so 5 to wound. Nope, no wound. Now my flamer guy is going to shoot into his black shield over here. Going to get 5 hits. These are going to be strength 4, toughness 4, so looking for 4s to wound. Getting 3 wounds. 3 up saves. Oh, failing 2 of them. So is he going to be out of action? No, he takes a flesh wound. And my con specialist is going to fire into his guy over here with 2 shots, hitting on 5s because he's obscured. Getting no hits. And then to start off the guys who aren't ready, we're going to go to the closest guy here into his leader. So 2 shots because he's in rapid fire range, hitting on 4s because he's obscured. Nope, no hits there. And now his leader is going to fire both shots into my other guy who hasn't shot, hitting on 4s because he's obscured. 1 hit, looking for 3, no wound. And then the other guy is going to fire right back into him, 2 shots, getting 2 hits, looking for 5s to wound. Nope, no wounds. And then this guy's going to put 1 into each of these guys. We'll do the first one. That's not a hit. And then the next one is also not a hit. All right, that's it for turn 1. Pretty crazy turn there. So at the end of the turn, my opponent spent 1 CP to burn this objective here, giving him 1 victory point so far for that one, and denying me the ability to get 2 points for that one. So that's going to be it for the movement phase, or that's it for the turn 1 there. So we'll now roll off to see who has initiative going into turn 2. I will get it there. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Astra Militarum here on turn 2. All right, movement phase for the Astra Militarum here on turn 2. My leader advanced, didn't quite get where I wanted him to, so he stayed back over this way. This guy readied himself. This guy readied himself, 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 advanced over to here. So that is going to be it for the movement phase for the Astra Militarum. We'll come back to you after movement phase for the Deathwatch here on turn 2. All right, movement phase. This guy back here is going to ready himself, as is this guy, as is his gunner here. And at the, we're also going to have a couple charges. So which one do you want to do first?
Captain into these two.
Captain is going to charge into these two guys. So we will roll their Overwatch here. So the first guy on 6s, not getting anything. And then the second guy on 6s. Not getting anything, so a 9-inch charge, including the 2 inches up there. No, does not make it. You're going to spend a command point to reroll it? No, he's not going to. And the black shield here is going to charge into these 3 guys over here, bypassing the flamer. Doesn't feel like taking the flamer shots there, which I can understand. So we'll start with the Scion guy back there. So 2 shots, hitting on 6s. Not getting anything. Then we'll go into the dude bro with the Voxcaster, 6s. Nope, nothing there. And then we're going to have the one guy with the crack grenade. Does not get a hit. So his charge distance 8 inches. Does that get him in? We'll find out. And he did make it in. All right, so beginning of the shooting phase, I'm going to give the order to fix bayonets to my dude bro over here with the grenade launcher. May as well. It doesn't make a difference. So he is now going to be punching into him over there, looking for a 4. Nope, no hit. All right, so this guy is going to start shooting into his guy over here. So this is going to be into his readied guy there. So it's going to be 2 shots, looking for 4s to hit because he's obscured. Table. So it's going to be 1 hit, no wound. Now my opponent's going to activate this guy. Going to fire into the closest guy, the one who didn't shoot yet. So it's going to be 2 shots, hitting on 4s because he's obscured. No hits. So now my second guy is going to activate into his ready guy over here. 2 shots, hitting on 4s because he's obscured. Getting 2 hits. Needed those for this wound of 5s. No wounds. All right, so now his guy over here is going to fire into these 2 guys. He's going to use the Kraken Bolt, so it's going to increase his range to 30.
I'm going to spend a CP on Rival Chapters.
And he's going to spend a CP on Rival Chapters, which gives him what?
Reroll 1s to hit.
Reroll 1s to hit. So it's going to do 1 into each of them. Which one do you want to do first?
Let's go with the Tempester.
Into the Scion over there. No, reroll 1s to hit because of Rival Chapters. So that is not a hit because he's obscured. And the other one is not a hit. So now my grenade guy is going to fire into his leader over here. So it's going to be 1 shot, hitting on a 5 because he is obscured. Nope, no hit. Now his comm specialist is going to put 2 shots into my guy over here. So 2 shots hitting on 4s because he's obscured. Getting 2 hits, looking for
I'm going to do the Hellfire.
This is the Hellfire, so it's 2s to wound. All right, it's getting 1 wound. AP nothing, so looking for a 5 up. No, is he out of action? On a 4 he is. Yeah, it was +1, -1 because of his flesh wound and the obscuring terrain there. And my Scion over here is going to fire into his leader, hitting on a 5 because he's out of half range and also obscured. Nope, no hit. Now this Tempest Scion is going to fire into his leader. I'm going to get +1 because of the comm specialist. So hitting on a 4. That is a hit with a fill face, looking for a 5 to wound. That is not a wound. And then the guardsman over here is going to fire into the leader, double tap range, hitting on 5s because he's obscured. Getting 1 hit, 5s to wound. Nope, off the table. No wound. All right, so that's it for the shooting phase. Into the fight phase, his black shield back here is going to put 2 attacks into my sniper, 2 attacks into my comm specialist. So we'll do the ones into the sniper first, hitting on 3s. That is 1 hit, wounding on a 3.
That's a wound.
That is a wound. AP -3 is going to go straight through. So is he out of action? He is. And then into the comm specialist. Getting 1 hit. 1 wound. Is he out of action? He is. Scary. All right, so his black shield consolidated into my scion over here. So he's going to attack back. He's got 1 shot, hitting on a 4, right? All right, no hit there. All right, so that is the end of the turn here. We do have 1 morale test to take. He has a flesh wound, and I've got 3 guys out of action now. So 3 plus 5 is 8. He is going to be shook. So that is going to be it for the morale phase. So now we will roll off to see. He's just out of 2 inches of the objective over here, so he can't burn it. So we're gonna now roll. We're gonna now roll to see who has the initiative going into turn 3. I rolled a 7. My opponent rolled an 8. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Deathwatch here on turn 3. Movement phase for the Deathwatch here. This comm specialist moved up over this way. He readied up there. These 2 guys readied themselves, and his black shield stayed in combat. So that is going to be it for the movement phase for the Deathwatch. We'll come back to you after movement phase for the Astra Militarum here on turn 3. All right, movement phase for the Astra Militarum. He is shook. This guy readied himself, as did my leader. As this guy fell back out of combat with him, these 3 guys readied themselves, and these 2 guys readied themselves. So that's going to be it for movement phase. On to the shooting phase. All right, so into the shooting phase, we both spent 2 CP for decisive shot. So we're going to roll off to see who gets it. I get it there, so I will go first, and I will come back to you with that. All right, my flamer guy here is going to fire into his black shield. I'm going to give him the order, bring it down, to reroll wound rolls of 1. So here we go, D6 hits. 1 hit. I'm going to spend a command point to reroll that into a 5. Pretty good there. Well worth it. These are going to be wounding on 4s, rerolling 1s because of bring it down. All right, no 1s, 2 wounds though. 2 3-up saves. No, 1 goes through. So is he out of action? So he gets +1 to this roll because of his injury wound already. No, takes another flesh wound. All right, so now his black shield is going to activate with his decisive shot. This is going to be firing into this guy over here. He's got a clear shot, but he's going to use the -2 AP rounds here. So these are going to be 2 shots hitting on 4s though, because he's got 2 flesh wounds now. No hits. And now this guy is going to go and activate. He's going to put 1 shot into each of these guys. So we'll go with that left guy there first. 1 shot each. So that's going to be a hit. That is a wound.
Nice one.
That is not a save, right? Yeah, so, yep. No, he takes a flesh wound. Nice. And now the other shot into the other guy. That is not a hit. Now my non-flesh wounded guy is going to put both shots into his leader over here. So 2 shots hitting on 4s because he's obscured. That is 2 hits, wounding on 5s. No wounds. This guy down here is going to activate, putting 1 shot into each of, into these guys. I'm sorry, into 1 and 1 over here. So we'll do the scion first. That is not a hit, and the other guy is not a hit. All right, so my flesh wounded guy now is going to put 2 shots into the leader, hitting on 5s because he's got a flesh wound and obscured. Okay, not going to hit. And now the leader is going to put 1 and 1 shot into the scion and the gunner guys. So scion first, not a hit, not a hit. My scion guy is going to fire into his black shield. 2 shots hitting on 3s, getting 1 hit, wounding on a 5. No wound. The grenade guy is going to fire into his black shield over there. Inception, no hit. And then my regular dude bro is going to fire into him, getting 2 hits, getting 1 wound. 3-up save. He's good. And then my leader here has a plasma pistol. He's going to fire into his black shield there. So it's going to be hitting on a 5. Because he's obscured and over half. And now the comm specialist is going to double tap into my guy over here. Hitting on 3s. 4s, sorry, but that's 2 hits. Wounding on 2s because of his the wounds he has. So that's 2 wounds. Failed 1 of the saves. +1 to this roll. He's out of action. All right, so into the morale phase here. I'm not broken. I've got 5 guys who are either out or have a flesh wound, but I do have to take a morale test on that guy over there. So 4 guys are out. +1, he is good to go. And that is going to be it for the morale phase. So now we will roll off to see who has initiative going into turn 4. It's going to be 5 to 6, so it's going to be my turn first. I did want to point out, though, he did spend the 1 CP to destroy that one objective back there. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Astra Militarum. All right, movement phase. My leader's going to stay right there. He is ready. My flamer guy ready there. These two guys ready here. These two guys ready here. He advanced up there onto the objective. And now this guy is going to charge into his black shield. So his black shield's overwatch here is going to be 2 shots hitting on 6s. No hits there. So his charge distance is in. All right, so that is it for the movement phase here for the Deathwatch here. This guy over here moved. He readied himself. He readied himself. He is stuck in combat. And now his leader here is going to charge into my guy. So overwatch. Getting 1 hit.
That's all it takes.
Oh, no wound there. So his charge distance is in. All right, so at the beginning of the shooting phase, I'm going to give the order fix bayonets to this guy over here. He'll attack into his black shield there. So 1 shot.
On a 4.
A 4. No hit. We're going to start off the shooting with my one guy who's not injured here, firing into this guy over here. So it's going to be 2 shots, hitting on 4s because he's obscured. Getting 2 hits, looking for 5s to wound. Getting 1 wound, AP -2 because his hotshot las cannon. Oh, of course he does. Now this guardsman here is going to fire, this veteran here is going to fire.
Don't your own models like that.
He's going to fire 1 and 1 shot into these guys over here. So we'll do the 1 into the Scion first.
He might be shooting like a guardsman, but
that will hit because it's only -1 there. That is a wound.
-1, so 5 up.
5 up. No. And he's out of, oh no, +1 because he's there, so he takes a flesh wound. And into my grenade guy over here. That is a hit. That is a wound. That's not a save. That's a flesh wound. All right, so now the grenade guy is going to fire into this dude bro back over here. 1 shot hitting on a 5 because he's obscured. That's a hit. Looking for a 3 to wound. That's a wound. AP -1. No, is he going to be out of action?
D3.
Oh, is it D? That's right. D3 damage.
Try grenade.
It's going to be 1 damage. Is he out? He is, though. And now this guy up here is going to fire 1 and 1 into my guys here. So we'll do the wounded guy first. That's a hit. That is not a wound. And then the second one is a hit. That is a wound. AP -1. Oh, but he's good. All right, my injured guy here is going to fire into his dude bro over here. This is going to be -1 because it's more than half range, but he's out in the open. But -1 again because he's flesh wounded. So on a 5. No hit. This Scion here is going to fire into his dude bro up there. That's not going to be, no, because he's got a flesh wound. Yeah, no, it was good. I saw the 4. So no hit. All right, now this guy here is going to put 1 and 1 shot into these guys. We'll do the injured one first. Hitting on a, that's a hit. Wounding on a, that's a wound. AP -1, it's all good. And he is going to be +1 to this roll.
Still flesh wound.
+1 is still a flesh wound. And into the other guy. That is a hit. That is a wound.
5 up.
That is not a save. 3. That's a flesh wound. All right, so into the fight phase. My guardsman here is can't do it because he didn't charge. This guy charged over here, so he's going to attack. Here we go. That is a hit. That is not a wound. I'm going to spend a command point to reroll that. No, still no wound. And now his sergeant over here is going to attack. He's got 2 attacks. That is 2 hits. That is 1 wound. AP -3, so that goes straight through. Flesh wound. And he's going to spend a command point to reroll that, and he's out of action. And now his black shield's going to attack.
4 dice.
He's got 4 dice because he's the combat specialist.
Hitting on 4s.
Hitting on 4s because he's got 2 flesh wounds. All right, getting 1 hit. But that is a wound with AP -3, so it goes through. And he's out of action. All right, so that's the end of the turn. Let's see if my guys are broken first. So I've got my Tempester on the board right now. And on a 6, we're good to go. But we do have to take some leadership tests. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys that are out of action. So we'll start with my guy on the far side over there. +1 is good. On to the next guy. Is 9 is going to be shaken. He's shaken there. This guy over here on a 5 is shaken. And on a 6, he is shaken. And that is all the guys with the flesh wounds. My opponent has 2 guys out of combat, out of action, so he can possibly fail this one.
On a 6.
On a 6. So it's all good. We can roll that. Oh no, he might be 8. Let's find out. Let's roll and see if you roll a 6 if it makes a difference. So
here
we go. No, he's good to go. So now we're gonna roll to see if this game goes on to the next turn. Do you want to roll it, sir? Oh, I do the honors here. All right. So let's see. On a 2, it does not. So we'll come back to you with the score. All right, so at the end of the game, my opponent at the end of the turn, he did spend a CP to destroy that objective that he was on over there. He saved that 1 CP for that. So my opponent destroyed 3 objectives during the game, giving him 3 points. He killed 3 of my specialists, giving him an additional 3 points. I didn't break, so I didn't give him the point there, so he had 6 points. I controlled 2 objectives, giving me 4 points. So it is a Deathwatch victory against these possibly turned and infected guardsmen that they found on this planet. So a brutal game that was super fun. Right off the bat, popping his frag cannon guy. My opponent was real worried. He was like, all right, well, this is not looking good for the Deathwatch this game. But it was a lot of fun to be able to do that and see what happened. And it made for a really close and tight and awesome and fun game. So I hope you guys have all enjoyed this. I certainly have. I have been Phil the Glacial Geek. As always, my opponent's been Harrison. Until next time, have fun.